Heyo, it's me, Hyper Savage, and today we're going to be trying out these Black Edition Faber Castell colored pencils. I don't know what that means. We're going to find out today in the video what Black Edition means. It says super soft, extra smooth, soft lead for rich, brilliant colors, ideal for light colored and dark papers. Now, I've heard these claims from other brands and pencils before, and they've never worked that great, so I'm curious to see if this is actually gonna work. Now, I am curious to know what kind of, quality these are, because they were not as much money as the other Faber Castells, but it just be because there's a lower quantity of pencils. Like, I have a, I think it's like a 48 or something set that I think was more money, but there's only 36 in here. I don't remember exactly how much this was at the time because it's been a while since I purchased these, but I remember thinking that. Now, to test out the dark paper, we have this drawing paper. I know it's from that brand that we don't need to talk about, but it's the only black paper I had on hand, okay? I'm not gonna go out and buy something new for something I might not even like. And we also have toned gray and toned tan paper. The tan is in the back here. I thought I was being smart by combining my two, paper books. So that way I'd only need one out on the shelf and I'd save shelf space, and then I ended up moving it to the craft room because I decided toned paper is not for me. But we're gonna be using it today. But first and foremost, we're gonna use the black paper. Oh, we also need white paper too. I'll be swatching it on all the paper, but you'll only watch me swatch it on the black paper. And don't mind these squiggles. They were, I don't remember what they're from, but they're there. Alright, I turned on my light, let's get into it. How do I open this? Okay, they got their own little cartons like their Crayola crayons. Cute. They do seem to be in some kind of order already. By the way, these are triangle grip, so they're triangular rounded pencils. And look at how, cute they are. I really like that they're, black like that. That's, really cool and sleek looking. So, let's get started with swatches, shall we? I'm gonna test white last because that's, the most important one. In my opinion. You can never, have enough good white pencils because they change like a drawing. Now, do these have color names on them? They do not, but they have a code on them, so we can match them up to the color code. Okay, so far this peach looks white. Alright, this is already off to a bad start because this is peach and that looks nothing like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and swatch everything. You guys can watch me in time-lapse form to make this a little bit quicker of a process. Yeah, you see how that is you can't see the tip on this side, but you can see it on that side? That means the color pigment, the thing that makes the color in the center is not actually centered in the wood. So this is going to be a problem for the rest of this pencil's life. But that being said, we can test out how triangular things sharpen, if they sharpen good in a regular pencil sharpener. Here's my pencil sharpener. It is a Westcott iPoint Aura. I recommend it. And it sharpened pretty good. Look at that, black shavings in there. It's gonna be so cool. Alright, so I'm all done swatching, and the black, you know, is barely visible because it's on black paper. I think that actually turned out way better than, you know, our first one. The first one is supposed to be peach color, but I think it looks really like a dull white color on the black paper. I think the white is excellent though. I think it's a pretty good white. Like, we can compare it to Prisma's white. I'll do a Prisma white. And we'll also do the gold Faber to see if it's any different. It doesn't really look that different. So that is pretty crazy. I think that the Prismacolor is just slightly brighter from my angle here. But I feel like the regular white is just a hair better than this black edition. Just a little, but they're very comparable. Now, I'm not going to swatch every color on all the other colored papers, but I am going to swatch a couple, and I'll show you guys that now. Oh, here is 718 on white paper. It's more peach than it is white, and 715 more yellow than it is orange, and 742 is more green. I feel it's not like that far off, but it's more green looking on white paper. Now for the tan paper, I swatched 718 again, just, you know, to show that it is not white still. And this is 701, which is more yellow. 735, which I think showed up more like purpley on the tan paper, and I did white just so we can see the brightness against the other papers. And for gray, I decided to do the ruby color right there, 716, and I was curious to see how browns would do. They look pretty similar, and then the white again. I think it was really just this peach color that didn't show up as a good color in my opinion. Now I would say that they're they feel like they're pretty on par with the gold Fabers, but because I am curious to see if the gold Fabers show up on black paper just as well, is the black edition worth it? So let's go ahead and swatch some colors from that. Wow, the peach actually looks a bit more peach. Well, I gotta be honest with you, other than like the super dark colors, I feel like these look just as vibrant as the black edition. So, I will tell you the differences in feelings. These ones do feel a bit harder than these ones. These ones like are smoother and like nicer, and probably will blend better based off of that, but I'm gonna do a blend test. I've decided I'm gonna blend 748 into 716. Like, you might not be able to see it, but I can already see it blending quite nicely. I would say they blend about as nice as the gold Fabers do, but there's not as much bloom on them, and that just means there's dust. So if you would like slightly harder lead, I would go for the black edition ones, but if you don't really mind the bloom and like dusting off, and probably have a slightly easier time blending, then I would go for the gold Fabers, because most of them seem to work on dark paper. It's just the darker colors like this one that don't show up as well. All right, let's use all the knowledge we learned from this and make a piece of art. my final thoughts and opinions are the Black Edition pencils, they do have like a harder core to them. So if you're heavy-handed, I think these would be good for you. They don't blend as well as the Gold Faber ones though. But again, the Gold Faber ones have bloom, so there's dust and a chance of like colors being pushed into the page that you don't want there. If you already have the Gold Faber set, I wouldn't recommend getting the Black Edition ones because their color sets are very similar and the Gold Fabers seem to show up just as well on black paper as the Black Edition pencils. Now there are some colors that aren't going to show up well, but I think if you're working on black paper, you don't need those dark colors. I did notice when I was coloring that when I was coloring over the skin a couple extra times to try to get it brighter, it was actually kind of scraping the pencil away, so it wouldn't get brighter. Oh, I think that peach color is just not good, but the rest of them are. But that is gonna be it for me today. If you want to check out another video where I try something new to me, go ahead and tap the thumbnail here. If you want to catch up on anything you missed, you can go ahead and tap the thumbnail here. Don't forget to do all the cool YouTube-y things of comment, liking, subscribing, and turning on that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!